Hello everybody, welcome back. I've got a little eyeshadow roulette video today. Now I don't have a massive update for you guys in today's video, and that's just because I had an allergic skin reaction about a month ago now, I think, and then because of that I haven't really worn a lot of makeup because I just wanted my skin to heal. So I haven't worn a lot of makeup, haven't worn a lot of the eyeshadows that are in my eyeshadow roulette, so I don't have loads of pictures to show you. I've got my phone here. I think I've probably only got 3 pictures to show you of the looks that I've created. However, saying that though, I have hit the target on 2 of my eyeshadows. I've got my notepad here where I keep track of all of my eyeshadow roulette, my Project Pan, Shop My Stash. So despite not wearing makeup loads and these eyeshadows loads over the past month, I have finished off 2 of the eyeshadows that I randomly selected. And how this works is that I use the Pretty Random app to randomly choose an eyeshadow within my collection. So eyeshadows from, say, eyeshadow palettes or single eyeshadows, and I work on those 5 randomly selected eyeshadows until I've used them 10 times. And 10 times might not sound like a lot of times in terms of usage, but because I've got a Shop My Stash going on, I've got a Project Pan going on, and I'm quite minimal with my makeup naturally, I find like 10 uses is enough for me to wear them enough. And I'm not interested in hitting pan on any of these eyeshadows. If I was, I would up the usage, but I'm not. My aim is just to rotate through all of my eyeshadows and make sure I'm wearing all of them equally. Okay, so let's talk through the eyeshadows that I have used up. The first one is from my Anastasia Beverly Hills Norvina palette, and it's in the shade Rose Gold. So this palette full of purples, full of pinks, good selection of matte and shimmery shades. You've got that 50-50 split between the two. And the one that I used up was Rose Gold, this one here. And this actually on the eyes is quite a lot darker than I was expecting it to be. And it had more copper as well than I was expecting it to have as well. I thought it would be a lot pinkier, as it looks fairly pink in the palette, but on the eyes it does go like a copper orange shade. Worked really well with an eyeliner in my collection from Peaches and Cream. It's a rusty copper shade. Those two pair really well together. Really lovely to use. It's best applied with your finger and just push into the pan and then press it onto your eye. Don't use a brush because you get a lot of fallout and you don't get that real hit of pigment. Very pretty shade. I enjoyed using this one, and it worked really well with a couple of the other shades in my eyeshadow roulette. So it worked really nicely with a really light pink I've got in there, but I could wear it with the darker purples in this selection as well. Now the shimmers in the Norvina palette, and I'm not sure if this is true for all of ABH shimmers, but they're very soft, and I have worn this shade 10 times. I didn't go over my usage. It is very soft, and I am starting to notice that I've got a good dip going on in it. So if I did want to pan it, I don't think it would take me that long at all. So very pretty shade, really easy to use, and I liked some of the looks that I created with it, so enjoyed using that one. And the other shade I used up was that lighter pink shade that I just mentioned from the Laura Geller Tailor Made Monday palette, and it's this light pink here, so like a real bubblegum baby pink shade. Not as easy a shimmer to work with as the one from Norvina. This one is a lot drier in texture, and you have to build it up a lot more. You definitely have to go in with quite a few layers, but you can use a brush with it. I did try using a bit of setting spray and also over the top of a glitter primer that I have. It didn't help a lot. Now I'm not sure it's just because of the formulation or because this palette is a little bit old now, but it wasn't the easiest shade to work with. However, on the lid it looked really pretty, that really pretty girly shade. However, I am starting to move away from pinks and purples. I just don't feel like they're the best kind of colours for my colouring. I much prefer browns, so I am interested in doing a little declutter soon and maybe kind of removing some pinks and purples within my collection. So not sure if this palette is going to make the cut or not. So because I used up those 2 shades, I have 2 further eyeshadows to add into my collection, and they're going to go with Regal from the Vieve Muse palette, which is this purple here. Dirty Talk from Urban Decay Naked Heat. This one was a new one from last month, and so far I've not worn it many times. I'm only up to one usage for that one, and it's a very difficult shimmer to work with. The formulation isn't that great. Shimmer shades from Urban Decay aren't the best shimmer shades, And in terms of colour, I feel like in theory it should work for my colouring, because this palette is designed, you know, for autumn colours and really warm, rich coppers and golds. But there's something about that shade that just doesn't quite work. So I need to play about with it. I need to maybe see if I can find some tutorials or some looks and try and figure out how best to pull this shade off. So at the moment, I've only worn it once. And then the other shade, the third one, is Passion in the Norvina palette. So that one there. It's a little bit too dark to wear on my lid. So it's a purple, a warm purple. But as an eyeliner, it actually works really well. And that's how I have been wearing it. And I wore it 6 times. So that shade and the Urban Decay shade were both new ones that I randomly chose last time. So interesting that the Norvina one, Passion, I've worn 6 times, and the Urban Decay one I've only worn once. And Regal in the Muse palette, I haven't worn at all in the past month. So really with the next update, I hopefully want to be done with that Regal shade. I've only got 5 more uses left of it, so not many at all. And now that my skin has cleared, I am starting to wear makeup a lot more frequently. So hopefully 5 more uses out of this one I can do in a month. And then 4 more uses out of Norvina Passion, which I should do as well. And those 2 shades are both purple, so they should go together. However, 9 more uses out of Urban Decay Naked Heat Dirty Talk. I guess it would depend on the 2 shades that are randomly selected in this video. Hopefully they will go with that shade, and then I'll be able to wear that 9 times by the next update, so fingers crossed. So let's randomly select the next 2 shades to be working on. I've got my Pretty Random app. I've got 82 shades in this Eyeshadow Roulette. So minimum is 1, maximum is 82. I know I'm preventing re-rolls. And also, if you did see my last video like this, I have now removed the shade that I've decluttered, because there was a whole palette in my last video that I hadn't decluttered, and that palette kept getting randomly chosen. So that has now gone. So 0, low 1, high 82. So let's randomise. And we've got the number 67, which is from my ABH Modern Renaissance palette in the shade Red Ochre. So it's this slightly warm red shade here, a bit of a rust shade. And that is how that one looks. So that theoretically should go quite well with the Urban Decay shade, because I'm sure there's shades like this in the Urban Decay Naked Heat palette. So hopefully those 2 will go quite well together. And then eyeshadow number 2 is number 11 from my Laura Geller TGI Thursday palette in the shade Little Black Dress. So that black one there, I'm not going to swatch that. It's just a black eyeshadow, so this will be an eyeliner shade. I don't really think that I'm going to wear this as an actual eyeshadow. Black is quite harsh on my complexion, and also just a really difficult eyeshadow colour to work with. So this one will just be an eyeliner shade. But a really handy shade. It means that I can wear this one with all 4 of the other eyeshadows in this rotation. So hopefully I can get a lot more looks in this month to show you guys in next month's update. But thank you so much for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you again soon for my Shop My Stash video. Bye guys.